Riddance of remnants of habit. Remnants of habits are old habits, or the accumulation of the past thoughts, affections, deeds, and passions. Zen practitioners should be clear about the basic problem of the Vipassana, old habits. We practice meditation to eliminate those bad habits and faults, to wash the mind so it can have clean and pure thoughts, to purge ourselves of jealousy towards worthy and capable individuals, to banish forever all thoughts of envy and obstructiveness, of ignorance and afflictions. If we can do this, then our true mind, our wisdom, will manifest. The remnants of habits, which persist after passion has been subdued, only the Buddha can eliminate or uproot them all. The Sanskrit word for internal formation is samyojana. It means to crystallize. Every one of us has internal formations that we need to take care of. With the practice of meditation, we can undo these knots and experience transformation. According to Buddhism, remnants of habits are the impression of any past action or experience remaining unconsciously in the mind, or the present consciousness of past perceptions, or past knowledge derived from memory. Remnants of habits are the force of habit, good or evil karma from habits, or practice in a former existence, the uprising or recurrence of thoughts, passions or delusions after the passion or delusion has itself been overcome, the remainder or remaining influence of illusion. This is the perfuming impression or memory, the habit energy of memory, from past actions, recollection of the past, or former impression, which ignites discriminations and prevents enlightenment. Remnants of habits also mean memory seeds, vasana vija. Every act, mental and physical, leaves its seeds behind, which is planted in the alaya for future germination under favorable conditions. This notion plays an important role in the Vijnana. Remnants of habits are habitual perfumed habits, or knowledge which is derived from memory. According to the Abhidharma, remnants of habits mean habitual karmas, which are deeds that one habitually or constantly performs either good or bad. Habits, whether good or bad, become second nature. They more or less tend to mold the character of a person. In the absence of weighty karma and a potent death proximate karma, this type of karma generally assumes the rebirth generative function. According to the awakening of faith, the indescribable Vipassana, or the influence of primal ignorance on the Buddhatattva, producing all illusions, the permeation of the pure self-essence of the mind, of true thusness by ignorance or wisdom, which then appears in the manifest world. However, there are also habits that help people staying away from afflictions. According to the Flower Adornment Sutra, there are 10 kinds of habit, energy of great enlightening beings. Enlightening beings who abide by these can forever get rid of all afflictive habit energies and attain Buddha's habit energies of great knowledge, the knowledge that is not energized by habit, the habit energy of determination for enlightenment, the habit energy of roots of goodness, the habit energy of edifying sentient beings, the habit energy of seeing Buddha, the habit energy of undertaking birth in pure worlds, the habit energy of enlightening practice, the habit energy of vows, the habit energy of transcendence, the habit energy of meditation on equality, and the habit energy of various differentiations of state. Remnants of habits also mean internal formations. The Sanskrit word for internal formation is samyojana. It means to crystallize. Every one of us has internal formations that we need to take care of. With the practice of meditation, we can undo these knots and experience transformation in our consciousness. There are blocks of pain, anger, and frustration called internal formations. They are also called knots, because they tie us up and obstruct our freedom. After a while, it becomes very difficult for us to transform, to undo the knots, and we cannot ease the constriction of this crystal formation. Not all internal formations are unpleasant. There are also pleasant internal formations, but they still make us suffer. When you taste, hear, or see something pleasant, then that pleasure can become a strong internal knot. When the object of your pleasure disappears, you miss it and you begin searching for it. You spend a lot of time and energy trying to experience it again. If you smoke marijuana or drink alcohol and begin to like it, then it becomes an internal formation in your body and in your mind. You cannot get it off your mind. You will always look for more. The strength of the internal knot is pushing you and controlling you. So internal formations deprive us of our freedom. When someone insults us or does something unkind to us, an internal formation is created in our consciousness. If we don't know how to undo the internal knots and transform them, the knots will stay there for a long time. And the next time someone says something or does something to us of the same nature, that internal formation will grow stronger. As knots or blocks of pain in us, our internal formations have the power to push us, to dictate our behavior. Falling in love is a big internal formation. Once you are in love, you think only of the other person. You are not free anymore. You cannot do anything. You cannot study. You cannot work. You cannot enjoy the sunshine or the beauty of nature around you. You can think only of the object of your love. So love can also be a huge internal knot. Pleasant or unpleasant. Both kinds of knots take away our liberty. That's why we should guard our body and our mind very carefully, to prevent these knots from taking root in us. Drugs, alcohol, and tobacco can create internal formations in our body, and anger, craving, jealousy, despair can create internal formations in our mind. Anger is an internal formation, and since it makes us suffer, we try our best to get rid of it. Psychologists like the expression, getting it out of your system. As a Buddhist, you should generate the energy of mindfulness and take good care of anger every time. It manifests through meditation practice. Mindfulness does not fight anger or despair. Mindfulness is there in order to recognize. To be mindful of something is to recognize that something is the capacity of being aware of what is going on in the present moment. According to Most Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, anger, the best way to be mindful of anger is, when breathing in I know that anger has manifested in me. Breathing out I smile towards my anger. This is not an act of suppression or of fighting. It is an act of recognizing. Once we recognize our anger, we are able to take good care of it or to embrace it with a lot of awareness, a lot of tenderness. Mindfulness recognizes, is aware of its presence, accepts and allows it to be there. Mindfulness is like a big brother who does not suppress his younger brother's suffering. He simply says, "Dear brother, I'm here for you." You take your younger brother in your arms and you comfort him. This is exactly our practice. Our anger is us, and our compassion is also us. To meditate does not mean to fight. In Buddhism, the practice of meditation should be the practice of embracing and transforming, not of fighting. When anger comes up in us, we should begin to practice mindful breathing right away. Breathing in, I know that anger is in me. Breathing out, I am taking good care of my anger. If you don't know how to treat yourself with compassion, how can you treat another person with compassion? When anger arises, continue to practice mindful breathing and mindful walking to generate the energy of mindfulness. Continue to tenderly Embrace the energy of anger within you. Anger may continue to be there for some time, but you are safe, because the Buddha is in you, helping you to take good care of your anger. The energy of mindfulness is the energy of the Buddha. When you practice mindful breathing and embracing your anger, you are under the protection of the Buddha. There is no doubt about it. The Buddha is embracing you and your anger with a lot of compassion, as mentioned above. If we don't know how to undo the internal knots and transform them, the knots will stay there for a long time. And the next time someone says something, or does something to us of the same nature, that internal formation will grow stronger. Devout Buddhists, even though seeing that undoing the internal knots and transforming them is not an easy thing to do. They are not easy to do in 1 or 2 days. But when we want to follow the Buddha's path, we have no other choice but to gradually undo the internal knots and transform them.